Hey, what's going on, guys? Looking at Tilray right here. Thanks to my buddy Vinny here. He just called this out. Some news report out saying about cannabis can help cure the coronavirus. I mean, don't know if it's true, but the stock's running on that. So you got Tilray, you got ACB, that's popping, but not as much as Tilray. You have Cron, that's going. As you can see, nice pop here from about 580 to 613. But Tilray is the one that's really popping off this. So we're at 840, almost up a buck a share on Tilray. Grab the $9 calls for tomorrow and also the $10 calls for next week. I just grabbed them right before it came on stream, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. How's everybody doing today? Okay? When people say, can you hear me, man? Benny, you hear me? You hear? Test, test. Let me know. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody home? You here now? Okay. When you say that, I'm like, man, don't tell me that crap. Hold on a minute. Let me send this out in case anybody else wants to stop by here. Send this out in case anybody else wants. Look at this Tilray go, man. Look at this thing just ripped to the upside here. What a monster, man. Absolute monster. We're up here to 930, 935. It's crazy. Wow, look at this, man. Did you get any calls on this? Excuse me. All right, let's do that. So, no, because I don't know what's going on with your Robinhood. At least you got out of there green. That's definitely good. Yeah, this Tilray's going crazy, man. MSEP's popping here as well. Are you there? I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, it says 40. I have no idea, man. You got to contact them and email and then wait 12 hours or 24 hours for them to get back to you. Look at Tilray pop, man. What about your other account? Can't you buy some over there? Look at Tilray. This is a nice way to end the day here. I love it. All right, so I'm just going to look here. All right. That going. I mean, buy the rumor, sell the news. Is this true? Is coronavirus, weed going to cure coronavirus? I don't know. I doubt it, but will it help? Maybe. Who knows? You just take it as it is right now, and then you move on to the next one. That's all you can do. Right? What else are you going to do? Well, I mean, you can cancel it. That's because it's a pending order. So, I mean, if it's probably because you still have it pending. So if it didn't go through, didn't get filled, just cancel the order and then your buying power will come back. All right? Waiting up. Pull these up. Not sure what's the holdup is over here. Anyway, we're looking at that. Let's check out Nvidia here. That thing's been dropping all day. We got earnings coming up this afternoon on Nvidia, guys. This thing's down here about $10 going into the close. You know, not some huge $30 or $40 pullback, but it is significant. But I have a $400 call on this. I'm just double checking the time on Nvidia after hours. What time? It is at 4:20 p.m. How fitting. So we're trading Tilray pot stock at 4:20 with Nvidia coming at 4:20. For you weed smokers out there, not my cup of tea, but y'all do what you want to do. So you got the 10.5 on Tilray. Nice, man. Let's see, there's a 9.5. Paid 26. It went as high as 53. So it's up 100% on it. Again, it's for tomorrow, so I just grabbed one on that news. Excuse me. The 10 call, grabbed two at 40, up 50% on them. They're at $60 right now on the $10 calls, and I think those are for next week. Yeah, the 529. So got two of those at 40, and again, they're worth 80 right now. So up 50% on those. That's a $10 call for next week on Tilray on that news. So we'll see what happens on that. Pulling in a little bit now. I still don't have any confirmation on the news, just rumor that someone popped and everybody jumped in this thing, and there it went. You can see from 840 all the way up to 950 and popped up $1 a share. Let's look at FTSI getting a little pop here. What is this? Oh my God, 450, 650. What is going on here on FTSI? That was transfer listing, and okay, it's listed on the New York Stock Exchange. But that news was out this morning. We just got this pop here today about a little after 1 o'clock, and it was up 440, and now the stock's up at 640, 650. Anybody see any news on FTSI? I'm going to see if I can find anything. FTSI, let's see what we got here. Volatility, that was 115. Something's going on here. I'm just looking around. Might be worth it to take a couple calls on it. Let's look at the see how they are. FTSI. Looking at some calls on FTSI right now. We'll see what happens here. Get the refresh there. There we go. That thing's still going. Can't wait till my new computer gets here. Thing's struggling to run all this stuff at once. All the CPU intensive, trading applications, charting software. I mean, this is a great computer as well, but it's just can't handle all this stuff anymore. It's only a few years old. Maybe we don't have options. Anybody got options on FTSI? It's not showing any options here, so maybe it doesn't have options. I don't have much buying power. I'm tied up with a lot of positions right now. I do like the setup on the daily chart here. It just had a reverse split as well about a week or two ago. I mean, on a technical basis, obviously this thing's been going down, and has these random spikes you can see over the last couple months. Is this another one of them? I don't know. I would say, a target if you wanted to get in it for me would be around about 820s. But your stop would have to be down here at 450. So you'd have to have almost a $2 stop. Depending on your share size, you could risk down to 550, but I wouldn't risk any closer because this does move around. But just saw it coming up there and wanted to take a quick look. Camping World, we were talking about that one earlier. That sucker just get going 400% in the last 4 months. Last 2 months, up 400% in 2 months. $4. Now it's up 500%. It was $4. Actually, it was down here, $4.31, and now it's up here at 21. So literally 400 or 500% in 2 months. It's unbelievable. Winnebago, WGO, I think, is the ticker. Everybody knows what a Winnebago is. They're up almost 200%. So I'm not sure what's going on with the camping industry, but of course the whole market's kind of, popped up over the last couple months since the March lows. Let's go back to Nvidia. Let me pop on the power hour scan here. If you guys are here for the first time, you can take a look. I have a link in the description regarding the trade idea scanners. I've been using them for 5 years. I love them and wouldn't trade without them. I'm going to pull up my power hour movers, and maybe we'll go back to the midday movers. I just have some different criteria on how I structure those. So I'm just pulling it. There it is, power hour movers. I just updated it here recently. Put that down here on the right. Nvidia is at the lows now, but me and Vinny were talking earlier that, with everybody, a lot of people have been at home, they've been buying new PlayStations, new Xboxes, new computers. So what's behind all those? The Nvidia chips. So I'm looking for a good ER report. Obviously this thing has run up, 180, it's almost up 100%. Actually did go up 100% this morning from the lows, from down to about 180, 80 couple all the way up to 360. So it might be baked in on this earnings report. We'll have to wait and see until after the bell here. Again, they report at 420. How's our Tilray doing? Here we go. You had the little pullback, back to highs. Did anybody else get Tilray calls other than Vinny? Appreciate you guys stopping by here. Let's see, this one's going. That's it. Energy, no. What's that? See? Gee, this thing just, this thing's been going since early last year, so last year and a half, and it was at $10, and it's just been grinding and grinding, up 700% in a year and a half. Go to the bank and see if you can get 700% return. Give them $1,000 and say, I'm going to come back in a year and a half, and I want you to give me $7,000. They'll look at you like a monkey doing a math problem. A monkey. Or the, let's look at Cron and the ACB. I had ACB $20 cars. ACB still going, of course, all the weed stocks. There was another one, and I'm sure there's some on the OTC that people were trading. Look at this monster. Cron was going this morning before this news came out, because this news regarding weed and coronavirus didn't come out here until about 20 minutes ago. But this thing started here at 560 this morning. We're up to 620. 200 SMA down here on the bottom charts at 772. Might be worth a look at Cron, see what their options look like. Let's take a look at Cron. Let's see what we got going over here. Yes. Let's look at Cron options. Yeah, I'm looking. I want to see what how much they are here. We have TSI. There's Cron. The 650s are dirt cheap for tomorrow. Stock's at 621. I'm going to take 3 of those right now. Only $7 investment. Sure, I could grab 100 of them if I wanted to, but not putting all that money out right now, risking all that. I'm going to buy 3 at 9. This is the 6.5 call expiring tomorrow. And then I'm going to look for next week on Cron, so that one's filled. Oh, you grabbed the 7 there. Sweet. All right. So, and this one doesn't move a whole lot. It doesn't put in these monster moves like Tilray. I'll maybe look at the 6.5 for next week as well and see what the 6.5 for next week looks like. All right. Yeah, I'll go out to the 7s with you. I like that. There's volume there. But again, it would take quite a bit for this to push up to 7s considering what's happened today. But, we're up almost $1 a share already. And if this news, someone can kind of confirm that, a scientist, someone else. But then again, they could come back out and say, well, this news is BS and, don't know where it came from. And the stock, drops back down $1. So because of that, and its ATR, average true range, is a little lower, I'm just going to grab one of the $7 calls for next week. I'm going to buy the ask, and we get filled. And there it is. All right. We're in. We are in. There's FTSI again. We were talking about it. Look at that big pullback. We were just looking at that. That was up 627. Now we're down to 565 on that. But crime continuing here. Tilray as well. Is Nvidia still going down? Look at Tilray, guys. Look at Tilray, almost up to $10. Hit a high of $9.94. Look at that, would you? From $8.10. Now, if you look on the daily chart on Tilray, over that pivot there of 1063, so we have room up to 1063. So we clear and hold this 975, where we've tested here, kind of right in this area over the last 3 months or so, 2-3 months. Then we'll be good to go to 11 if this thing wants to continue. What's the anybody know the short percentage float on that? I just want to take a look. I know a lot of people are short on Tilray. I'm going to look it up and see what how many people are short here. Looks like, where are we at? Short. Okay, that's the increase. It's not giving me a actual percentage. So it's saying days of cover of 1.6, 4% increase since May the 1st. So, okay. So there's not a lot of people short anymore. I guess they've all, maybe they covered when it went down here to $3 back in March. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys remember, but when this stock first came out, this thing went from $20 all the way up to like $300. Take a look at the daily chart here, or this is the weekly, but the same thing. You can see right down here, $20 a share on July the 16th. So exactly 2 months later, July 17th to September 17th, we went from $20 all the way up here to $300 a share, and then just a blow off top. And anybody that got short up there was just smiling all the way to the bank, baby. And things could just continuing to sell off. But there was so much hype around it, and that Canada was legalizing weed and all that stuff. So, they're still okay. And again, another one is the ACB. I like that one a little better. Let's look at Nvidia here. What's Nvidia doing? That's what we got to pay attention to. We're still at the lows. It's going to be interesting. I want to talk about a couple other stocks. So we'll watch a video. That's the earnings coming up. Now, very good work at home stock. Workday. Just a couple to keep an eye on. Take that off the weekly, put that on the daily. There we go. We're coming right up to the 200 SMA. We've already tapped it and failed. Now we're coming back up for the retest here on Workday. I like that at 166.84. I'm kind of in this little channel here. We've been in since the lows, and we can take it like that, but I'm just going to overall, okay, yes, it's not perfect, but, we're in this upwards channel, obviously. What's a lot of stocks are? We're hitting this 200 SMA. So, again, the whole market, if you look at the SPY and many other stocks in the S&P 500, and the overall market as a whole, they're all kind of looking like this, where the moving averages, especially the red line, which is the 200s, coming right down to that. And, we're at a crucial time. Yes, the economy is reopening, governments are reopening, but we're not still full steam ahead. I mean, there's a lot of people still laid off. They've exhausted the money the government's given them. They're still on unemployment. And, let's face it, a lot of these restaurants, unfortunately, the small mom and pop restaurants won't ever come back. The big chains, they'll be fine, but some of these small ones may not come back. And that's the sad part. Because I don't know if you're like me, I'd rather go to some of these little diners that, look good little diners, local diners around the country than a big chain restaurant any day of the week. This SE is just nonstop, man. Wow. So they're convertible notes. That was last night. Little penny stock here popping here this afternoon. IGC, this sucker. I'm just taking off my chart. Not even looking at that. Facebook hit all-time highs today. Pulled in. Someone was talking about Take-Two, and that's kind of sold off here this afternoon or all day. But these are your gaming stocks: Take-Two, ATVI, EA Sports. EA Sports. It's in the game. What was that other one we were looking at? I can't remember. Benny, you remember which one that was? There was another one out there. Workday eat. There's Workday again. What stocks did you guys trade today? You guys made money on anybody who's here? ATVI? Yeah, that was the one. I already pulled that up, but I thought it was a different one. Traded a bunch earlier. I had Spotify, 200 calls. I got out of them. They expired tomorrow, but I just wanted to go and be done with them. And then here we are getting a little late day pop. As soon as I say something about it, it pops back up, and very well could. Thanks for subscribing, Beyond Selfish. Appreciate it, man. Or Woolman, whatever you are, but they thank you. And yeah, Spotify, man. Look at that. I just wanted to lock it in. I was down on it quite a bit, and I got back up. I was up about 30-40%, and I just got out of the calls on it. Look at our Tilray calls, guys. Look at Tilray. Oops. Trying to bust through this 10 again. We hit 10.07. So it pulled back again and come back up for a little retest there. So 1060 would be the key level from a technical basis with Tilray. And I know, because this is how I am, if you guys listen to me a while, and I haven't done a live stream in a couple weeks, when you're trying to trade and you're looking at all these different stocks and you're in and out, you're looking at this, looking at that, like I'm all over the place. It may sound like I'm scatterbrained. I'm not. It's just that, hey, you have to have you only got two eyes, but it seems like you have to have 10 pairs of eyes to keep up with all this. But, this stuff is laser focused, and it's when I'm really actively trading, it's tough. I'd like to do this in the mornings, like from 9:30 to 11:30. But there wouldn't probably be much talking. I would just be looking, and some of them tell me to be quick, and then people will be getting behind. But anyway, Penn National Gaming. They make slot machines and stuff. Well, I think Las Vegas and some other places around other gambling halls are starting to open back up. So their stock's, on the move today. And of course, it's been popping ever since it hit over that 200 SMA at 21.38 a couple of weeks ago, about this week, the 19th. I had a $3 call, and that one sold in. Have a 35 on this for next month as well. Getting back up to that pivot high. People are going to go back and gamble. I seen saw a setup about, it was in Las Vegas, and they had people in it, and it was a poker table, and you had, acrylic on each side of you. And then in front of you had a big acrylic shield. And then underneath where you put your chips, got your cards. I mean, it's pretty compact, pretty crazy there. I think once this, those of you want to wear a mask and, we find some sort of vaccine, and things will get back to somewhat normal eventually. But for right now, this is, what we have to deal with. all-time 353. JagX. Yep. That's the first big volume spike on that in a while. That's another penny pop dumper that just going to pop up and you go, looks good, breaking out on highs, coming in over 66, and it'll dump right back on you. I'm going to look at some positions and rolling. What was that? I had the Tilrays. Tilray 9.5, up 169%. 161%. And that's one, I bought one on that expires tomorrow. That's the 9.5 call. I paid 26 cents for it. Now that's each contract's times 100 shares. So that's $26. And now it's worth 64. So I'm up 146% on that position. That's the power of options. That's why I love options. Sure, could you have bought Tilray, okay, right after the breakout here at 850? Let's say you didn't get in 850, you missed that first 15 minutes. You got in at 9, which is about where we got in. All right, you bought 1,000 shares at 9, and it goes to $10, right? $1 share, 1,000 shares, you're up $1,000. But maybe you don't have $9,000 to lay out in your account, but you got $26 in your account or $500 in your account. You could buy 10 contracts. Let's say you spend $500 on it. You're up 100%. Now you're up $500 without taking on that additional risk. I trade commons as well, but I really, really do like options. Yeah, Nvidia's reporting after the bell. Nvidia's not doing too well there, Grant. Yeah, look at this, man. It's been selling off all day. We were talking about, look at some other movers here going into the close. I mean, it's breaking down the lows here ahead of earnings. But you know what? A lot of times when it does this, and I just mean some in general, where it sells off right before earnings, are coming out after the bell here in another 20 minutes. And then it'll turn around and just rip back to the upside. Not saying every time, there's no science, trading is an art, not a science. So, but, sometimes that does happen. Or sometimes a stock will run up into earnings, just keep going up, and then the earnings come out, and then it goes the other way. So, we have no idea what the earnings are going to be. Unless you're the CEO or the CFO, we don't know. We can only speculate. But like I was saying before, with, all the computers being bought, everybody on the PlayStations, Xboxes, Nvidia chips are behind, the GPU chips are behind all of that. So they've had a great quarter as far as, from a stock perspective. But is the run baked in? That's what we're talking about. We're up 100% since the March lows down here at 180 or whatever it was, right? Yeah, about 180. And we hit 360. So fingers crossed. I have a $400 call on this. And I paid a pretty penny for it. I just bought one contract. And it expires next week or 2 weeks. I'll pull it up and double check and show you. Let's see. Waiting for it to come up. So, yeah, this is the, June. I gave myself till June because, the stock, and I bought it a couple of days ago. The stock was, I think it was right here about 340, 345 yesterday or the day before when I bought it. Let's get back to it. And so I paid $765 for it. It's a 400 call, expires June. So I got a whole month. Today's the 21st. Okay, 28 days, whatever. But if Nvidia doesn't do well here this afternoon, this isn't going to be worth squat. I'll be lucky to get out of this with $50. So, I mean, I'm already down 122 on it. But that's my theory behind it. I guess I could have done a spread to limit my risk to the downside, but I felt like the risk to reward was there for what I paid for it, and I'm okay. And again, when you're trading, only put up what you're willing to, only risk what you're willing to lose. Appreciate everybody stopping by. If you could, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and that way you'd be notified next time when I go live or upload new content. Here's another one we got into earlier today. Sonos. Where you at, Vinny? Sonos, the speaker company. Oh man, I remember. So we got in around here about $10. We went to 11.38. We pulled back to the VWAP at 10.87, and then we've made a monster rip back up to the upside. And as you can see, that 200 SMA is within sight. We're down here on the bottom chart now. The red line, 1256. That is my target. I have 1250 calls, and thanks, Grant, for subscribing. 1250 calls, and you know, if it was me, and I'm just now seeing this right now for the first time. Now I'm in from earlier, of course, you know I can't, but I might actually add some more here before the close. We got 2 minutes. I'm gonna pull it up, and I may add another one here, but I'm gonna go up a higher strike above that. There were a bunch of 1250 call options bought today, but they were January's, so January next year's, and you know someone bought a boatload of them. The ER's coming up there 420. Hold on, straight ball. I'm going to look at some more Sunday options. You can see down there, got the 12.5s expiring for June. I got 12.5s for July, and I'm going to look at a couple others on Sundays. What time is it? We got 30 seconds. 30 seconds to the close. Better store your bags. Don't be bag holding too much, and check all your positions. Make sure you don't want to get a margin call tomorrow morning. All right, I got June, October. What's October 12.5? So they're $1.90. I don't want to. And then my average is real good on those, so I don't want to go to the 15s. I'm not sure. It's a tough call here. 15s, 80. I'm not sure if I'm getting any more here or not. I guess it's 4 o'clock. Ding, 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 and there's the bell. I was thinking about it, but yeah. All right, the countdown is on. 20 minutes till Nvidia. Yes, sir, Dash Mash. 20 minutes and we have Nvidia. That's going to be the big one. Of course, that's not the only stock reporting today. There's a lot of other ones, a lot of other nice ones as well. But that's the big one everyone's watching this afternoon. Palo Alto, PANW, SPLK, Intuit. Those are some big names. I'm just double checking that is after the close. So we got PANW, SPLK, INTU, Allegiant, Ross Stores, the discount store, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, Deck Brands, Elf Beauty. That's a big makeup company. A lot of the teens, tweens, and younger generation uses. NYMT, I think Vinny got a 2.5 call on the NYMT earlier. Lionsgate, LGF.A. I'll pull it up so you guys see what I'm looking at there. Of course, Nvidia's not even there. Nvidia's at the top of the list. So these are the most followed ones. There's more. There's the website if you want to go up there, and you can, I guess that's all for today then. So let's take a look at a few of these other ones here that are reporting. All right, I'll move that back over. All right. So PANW. Let's put on our after-hour scanner. For post-market scan. Yeah, the earnings will be out at 4:20, but the conference call isn't until 5:30. So I'm not going to stick around for the conference call, but the earnings do come out at 4:20, and then the list of the conference call, you can get a little more clarity as to the insides, what their guidance is, if they're updating any guidance. 4.2, there we go. All right, nothing on PANW yet. Still waiting. Gurn, NNDM, HOTH, Intuit's another one. Oh, that's down already, but they haven't released anything yet. Declined 8%. Yep. INTU already down. Revenue declined 8%. And most of these guys reporting, right, these companies, of course, their revenue is going to be down because of, everybody's been out of work with this whole coronavirus stuff. So it's to be expected. Now, it's all about expectations. Are you going to do better than what you expect? Okay, I know we're going to lose $2 a share on earnings, but it turns out we only lost $1.90 per share on earnings. So anything that's even better than what they expected, even if it's a bad number, sometimes the market gods and Wall Street, the investors, they treat that as good because it's all about the future. The market's forward looking. Let's tell Tilray new high day. Grant, if they miss on earnings, my 400 call is going to be it's going to be bad. Pot stocks hit new highs after hours. Again, Nvidia reports at 4:20. We got 15 minutes there. Look at this after hours. What did I say? What was I telling you guys? Now the earnings aren't out yet. Okay, they don't come out to 4:20. It's 4:04. The stock just popped up $5 a share. So a lot of times they drive this price down and they want to get it. All right, well, my goodness, now we're up $6 a share. And again, my whole theory is what I explained before about all the GPUs are used in the PlayStations, Xboxes, and computers, and people have been buying them like crazy here lately. So again, we'll see. Let's get back to Intuit. No, nothing yet, Rob. 4:20. So here, what we can do is we can smoke our Tilray weed, smoke it all the way up to $10.20. Take a puff, pass, and then while we're smoking our Tilray weed, then we can go back over here at 4:20 Nvidia, and then now it just turned around. And that way, if you lose money on Nvidia, it might not be too bad because you got high on Tilray. Right? Yeah, I'll be here till the earnings come out, Grant. But I'm not staying for the earnings call, which is at 5:30. Where is it here? Yeah, the call's coming out at 5:30, but the report's coming out at 4:20. Cron new how's ACB? I had $20 calls on it. Back up to 1760. That's good. Good stuff. All right. Where are we at here? Yeah, so that's 2:30 Eastern, which is there's I'll put the link in the chat. Earnings call Nvidia. There you go. Puff pass. What else we got going on? And anything from Intuit yet? How about Allegiant? Oh, look at the monster rip on Allegiant Technologies. Let's see. So 84. So that's a key level there. Next spot would be 86 on Allegiant. Looks like they had some good numbers come out. What other ones are we looking at here? And your NYMT. Again, that's a mortgage company too. So, but mortgage rates are low. But I don't know if anybody's affording anything right now to take advantage of those. Oh boy, 204 to 196. I mean, what, an 8-cent drop? So what, percentage wise, that's what? Well, that is almost 5%. That's significant on a $2 stock. And it might just be, a quick reaction now. You have to read through this and see what happened there. Just pull up NYMT there on Yahoo Finance. Let's see how PanW, good cybersecurity stock. See if they've reported yet. Nothing yet on them. I think they're 4:15. Let's see what time PANW. I always like that stock. 4:15. Yep. SPLK reported. Splunk. Ooh. 165 down to 150. Anybody had puts or short on that? And this thing was up at 167.50. That's a 17-point drop from the highs. 200's at 134. That would be a massive drop if it got down there. 140 could be realistic if it continued to test, but you can see it bounce right off that 150 and back up 7 points there. See, AMRN. Want to look at that? They're gonna. This news just came out, guys. AMRN. AMRN. They got some news about using one of their drugs or something to investigate the COVID. Vasepa. Their drug Vasepa. So heads up on that. It's AMRN. No, they don't close early tomorrow. Full day tomorrow. Market's closed on Monday for Memorial Day weekend. So don't forget that, guys. Yeah, no, full day tomorrow. After hours till 8 o'clock. So normal, everything's normal tomorrow. It's just closed on Monday. They close. The only time they close early usually is on the day before Christmas, and then New Year's and Thanksgiving, I think. So no, actually New Year's Eve, the 31st is open full day. It's Thanksgiving the day before or something, or the day after, and then Christmas Eve. But anyway, yeah, market's open full day tomorrow, closed on Monday. Let's look at INTU. AMRN still running. That is, here's the news on HLS. That's the SEPA. Okay, and then this just came out at 4:07, like a couple minutes ago, the AMRN. They collaborated with American, supported a trial to investigate the effects of SEPA and inflammatory biomarkers in individuals with COVID. That's good news. Might pick up a few shares here. AMRN. Nothing too crazy. Because I don't know if some of you guys were around during the Bitcoin days, craze a few years ago in late 2017. Every company was coming out and saying they had something to do with blockchain and putting out a press release. And every time they did that, the stock would pop. And a lot of them did that just so the stock would pop and they can cash out some of their shares or whatever. A lot of them were legit, but there are a few that were not legit. There was there was seriously a company, and I wrote about it, called Long Island Iced Tea Corporation. I kid you not. And they changed their name of their company to Long Blockchain Corporation. I'm like, really? The stock went up like 500%. It was at $2. I don't know, 600-700. It went from $2 to like $13 or something. I don't even know if they're still traded anymore. It was just crazy. So you have to take some of this news with the COVID and the coronavirus, with a grain of salt. Now when you hear something from like Eli Lilly, Pfizer, Bristol Myers, these huge pharmaceutical companies, Johnson and Johnson, you can pretty much bet it's legit. Amarin, it's a decently and well respected company, but you kind of got to take everything. I don't know. It's you just read it. You can read it there just like I can. I read some of it aloud. I don't know. I don't know if I want to take some or not. If I get in, it'll be a small position. We're all the way to 850. Now we're back at 733. Hey, hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Where is I got to mute here? I'll be right back a second. All right, Vinny, I'll see you when you get back then, man. All right, I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping in, man. Just waiting on a video. We got 6 minutes, 7 minutes to go. There's that Amarin. So you guys, you know what I was saying about Amarin. I mean, just in general. Gurn. How's Pan W? Anything yet? That's supposed to come out in a couple minutes. Nothing out yet. Watch that. Intuit. That's Splunk. So we had the drop, the pop, and then the continuation. So watch the 150 break. This could be a nice play for tomorrow, depending on what happens, after hours and early pre-market. We'll see what happens. So on the upside there, I'll be looking over 167. To the downside, I'll be looking for a test of the 134 if 150 broken. I mean, that's huge, but this has a pretty good size ATR, and it can put in a move. What else we got? Intuit. I'm sure you guys have used their software, tax software, and they do a lot of other things as well. Nothing in Ross stores. Let's see what time. Didn't catch what time they were. Let's see, Ross. No time on them, but looks like they've reported sold down slightly. I just want to see what the headline is. Reopen. It started March 20th through the quarter. Yes, the spread of Corona. May 14th, reopening some stores, market by market. For the quarter ending, the reported loss 87 cents a share versus $1.15 prior. Net loss, here you go, for 2020 first quarter, which was the reporting $306 million. So, okay, last year they made $421 million in the first quarter. This year they lost $306 million. So you're talking almost $1 million bucks, $727,000. I mean, $750,000. That's a huge swing, and you're going to be seeing that across the board. And I think once everything gets readjusted here, that we will continue after these highs to pull back in the market. Because when the SPY's made a monster run here, you can see I always have lines on because I'm always looking at it, working, analyzing it. Down 218, we're sitting right up here at the 200, like we talked about earlier. A lot of stocks are looking just like this. So we're going to see what happens once we get up and actually test that at 300. What's the time? 4:16, 4 minutes. 4 minutes for Nvidia. Harlan, what's going on, man? We're waiting on Nvidia. Reporting earnings this afternoon here at 4:20. So we all know what people do at 4:20. So there was a pot stock, Tilray, which got news. This is no joke. Literally about a half an hour ago, we got in it. It was $8.45, and this sucker ran all the way up here to 10.40. What happened? Report came out saying weed, and Tilray's a weed company, saying that weed's going to cure the coronavirus. I'm like, oh man, here we go. I'm sure it may help alleviate some pain if you have it or whatever, but cure it? Yeah, I don't think so. But hey, we took it for the ride, whatever. So we're waiting on Nvidia to report here in about 3 minutes here at 4:20 Eastern time. Yeah, Mellanox. Yeah, exactly, Nadi. You're right, man. That's going to be interesting. Can't wait, man. Come on. And we were just looking over a couple other ones, Harlan. They reported Raw Stores and a few other companies that reported here after the close. Hewlett Packard, we didn't take a look at them. You guys let me know when it's 4:20 here because I'm looking at another screen. HPE. Ooh. And that's Hewlett Packard Enterprise. You have HPQ, which is Hewlett Packard itself. It dropped along with that. Again, those are the big ones, Deck. We looked at Elf. That's the beauty company. Let me take a quick look at them. And then we're going to go full screen again. This company never disappoints. It's like Ulta. So watch Ulta tomorrow with that. I'm going to take some calls on this one for 16 tomorrow on Elf. And we're going to look at Alta actually dropped on the. All right, we got a couple minutes. Let's sit here and just we'll go full screen, and let's sit here and be patient. Switch this up to the 1 minute chart and see what happens with Nvidia. Appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and you'll be notified when I upload new content or go live next time. All right, come on, Nvidia. Actually, I will have to go back to the other screen because I want to see the actual report when it comes out. You got any good finds this week? That was a good auction last night, man. I always bet on stuff and I never win, man. Harlan. 1 minute. It's holding up here. Do or die. 45 seconds to go. It's 4:19. Real quick. We got like 30 seconds. Are we going to smoke a Tilray? Oh, yeah, 990. Smoking our Tilray. Waiting on 420 Nvidia. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's do it. You got to be in it to win it. Come the right channel. You're in it to win it with Stocks Unhinged. All right, Nvidia. Let's see the report. If you guys see the numbers before me, let me know. Let me know. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Nvidia. Get some legs. We're getting a little pop here. We got a spike up to 357. Look at this. What's the numbers here? First reaction. Numbers out. Uh-oh. Turning around. I want to see the actual news report. Oh, look at this. I told you something's good on it. There's 400 calls. Come on now. Let's go. Let's do this. Anybody see any official numbers on Nvidia yet? I'm looking, nothing here on my news feed over here. Nothing over here on this side. My blog. Nothing there. Oh, shiznit. Like I was saying, I was thinking everybody's staying home. They're buying PlayStations, they're buying computers, buying Xboxes. They all have the Nvidia graphics chip in them. This is just a first 1 minute reaction. Each one of these candles is just 1 minute. So, okay, this is the second one, man. We're okay. Nothing to panic yet. Anybody got any official numbers yet? I don't have anything. Here we go, right here. Just popped up. Let's take a look real quick. I like the short and sweet synopsis. Revenue of $3.08 billion, up 39%, guys. This thing don't need to be dropping. Revenue up 39%. Thank you, Naughty, man. Thank you, man. Thank you a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, you got it the second part I did. Revenue up 39%. 39%. That's huge. Data center revenue $1.14 billion, up 80%. GAAP gross margin record. Data center revenue record. GAAP gross margin of 65%. So total revenue $3.8 billion. So 39% was from $2.2 billion last year or last quarter a year ago. So there's your acquisition of Mellanox. We completed that on April 27th. We know that. What's his name was talking about that. Again, the conference call, I did post a link, and I'll repost it there. And that's coming at 5:30. We're going to stick around here a little bit. That's the conference call link. Yeah, if it sticks in this range, Rob, you're right. If it just stays range bound, I have the 400 call, and so there's my 400 call. And but again, I got till June on it. So unless Nvidia goes back to 300, just can keep grinding up forward. I'm okay with if it goes down a little bit more. I mean, I won't be holding it for another week or two. It's not like it expires tomorrow or anything. So definitely looking though. No, not bad. And again, the 5:30 is when the 5:30 Eastern time is when the conference call is. I just posted it in the chat there. Yeah, this is staying range bound. Not real happy with that. And that's what I was talking about for some of you guys who came in late. I mean, it's already doubled. The thing was at 181. We came all the way up here to 363. I mean, you're talking 100% move. But look at it go now. I mean, we're trying to test the highs of after hours here. The technical high was, let's see, I just want to get it straight there. So, oops, high was 358. Yeah, 358. So 358 is what we need. And I think some people, it takes them a second. They digest numbers. Computers can digest it, in seconds, milliseconds, and spit it out. But as you can see, there's no like major reaction either way. We went down $8, and we're back up a few bucks. So we're kind of range bound. Like Rob said, it's going to be an options call if it decides to stick around here. I mean, we're at all time highs on this. I mean, this is all. Look, let me pull up the. So it IPO'd, I think, in 1999 is when Nvidia came out, right? So let's go back to look at. Let's look at the monthly. All right, let's look at the monthly chart, just real quick, right? So there it is, 99. The little green numbers, those are splits, right? And then these are dividends and earnings. So it split 4 times. So it wasn't really down at $1 a share. So you got up where the splits were, whatever it was. But all intents and purposes, you can see it. This thing grounded sideways, literally. Yeah, you have this move up here to the 40s, off of $10 up in 2007. But for the most part, this thing's been going sideways for damn near 20 years. So in 2015, it started making a move, and then we have this big drop here. But anyway, we're up here at all-time highs. This thing is on fire. It's going to continue to go higher, in my opinion. And yeah, it might be down today or whatever, but I'm I'm going to add some more, and again, do have options. Probably be adding more, but yeah, this thing's just kind of range bound right now. That's the only thing. How about everybody else? So you had shares, Rob? Have you been in a while? Rob? And that's why I said sometimes I feel like I talk to myself. I just talk and look what I'm looking at. So Nvidia, not chopping around here. Not what I wanted, but I take this as a good sign that obviously things were baked in. It's neither bad nor good. It's definitely good, but from the stock perspective is what I'm talking about. Not necessarily numbers of companies. The company does what the company does, and the stock does what the stock does. It doesn't always correlate. Oh, nice, man. You got a good average in on Nvidia. Man, I think I had it back at I don't know. This is before this year. I'd have to go back and look at my reports and stuff, but probably down here in the 150s or something. It was last year. Pretty crazy. You think about it now, and should be up 150 points, 300 points, or 200 points a share, excuse me. So we're ranging down here, 358 to 344. Let's take a look at our Tilray. And I'm going to switch this back to the 5-minute. I'll put it on the 1 minute just when earnings come out so you can kind of see, the reaction almost tick by tick. So let's go back to Tilray. We'll go over here to the 5-minute. I know apparently this news might be legit regarding helping with the coronavirus. Again, in my opinion, I think the weed news is just, hey, you got it. You want some relief from pain, you smoke a joint, whatever. That's up to you. Has anybody been proven with it? No, I don't think so. We're testing the lows, guys. Because let's look at the chart here, right? If we break here and right there, so the low there is 347.22. It says 63. I didn't get it precise, but anyway, we break down below there. That takes us down to 340. And this thing could be set up for an ugly day. Let's look over the report a little bit more. I just did the highlights of the numbers there at the top, right? And obviously you're going to have some other costs, some other things that went wrong during the quarter, but something that's causing this. But again, if you look at the main highlights, what we talked about a little bit earlier, there's nothing wrong there that I see. We talked about that. Acquisition, COVID-19. Salute to first responders, healthcare workers, and service workers who courageously step in harm's way to save lives and keep the world going. Thanks to the CEO. We also thank the science man in the world for racing to find a vaccine. Yes, of course, that's very good. Had an excellent quarter. Acquisition of Mellanox expands our cloud and data center opportunity. We raised the bar for AI computing with the launch and shipment of our Ampere GPU. Our digital GTC conference attached a record number of developers, highlighting the accelerating adoption of Nvidia GPU computing. So again, we talk about the data center achieved a record $1 billion in the quarter, well positioned to advance the most powerful technology forces of our time, cloud computing and AI. I don't know what everybody's looking here at, but who knows? We'll see what happens tomorrow. This thing could go up 20 points or goes down 20 points. Who knows? But I go off the chart, the numbers, and what they're showing me, and go from there. But the numbers, from what I see, I'm not looking through every single one, are pretty nice. Don't you guys agree? Now, it could have been something on guidance. A lot of times that has a little negative effect on the stock as well. So here's your outlook for the second quarter. So obviously, with the Mellanox acquisition and then the continuing coronavirus, but that's not affecting this particular stock. The coronavirus is not a huge detrimental effect on this particular stock. So, guys, expected to be 3.65 billion plus or minus 2%. Mellanox will contribute low teens percentage of combined second quarter revenue. Gross margins will be 58 and 66%. Again, this is looking out to the second quarter. And they're going to discuss this more in the conference call, and that's why I put it there in the link when you guys when that starts at 5:30 to take a look at that. All right. Yep, supposed to be 50 million and 45 million. Tax rate's 9%. All right. So 1.52 billion and 1.04 billion respectively. Minecraft, the RTX, they just come out with that new, and I'm getting another computer here shortly. I've been working with a custom manufacturer and getting the Nvidia new RTX 2080 GPU. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. This is the one actually I'm getting, the RTX 2080 Super. I'm just reading through here. Expand RTX Studio with 10 new laptops from Acer, Gigabyte, and MCI. I'm looking at MCI, or MSI, excuse me. MSI is the one I'm looking at. Yeah, like I said, Rob, I just think it's all pricing. Look at the stock over here, right? It's just chop city right now. It's just back and forth. It's just range bound. It's not up. It's not down. It's just basically straight sideways. We'll see what happens in the morning. Kind of a blah one, But that's fine. That means that I still won't have to unload my call tomorrow or anything. So first quarter revenue in the data center up 18%, up 80% from a year earlier. Again, these are just fantastic numbers. So that was the GPUs and stuff I was talking there, and I'm getting in what they're releasing. What's this here? The launched Nvidia GDX A100, 5 petaflops. I can't even imagine. That's like what, 20, 30 zeros after it. I don't even know. It's pretty crazy how much that is. When you think, we're at megabytes, we went to gigabytes, now we're on terabytes, and this is petaflops. So you guys, I have to double check how many that is. How quick? Let's look. Yeah. So 1 petaflop is equal to 1,000 million. All right. So if you remember your statistics or algebra class, maybe trigonometry, whatever, not necessarily trigonometry, that's 1/1000th. That's 10 to the 15th power per second. I don't know how much faster we can get, guys. I mean, the computer power just continues to amaze me. I've been involved with computers my whole life, and I don't know if you guys remember. This was like 30 years ago or something I read, and I remember hearing it. But he was Bill Gates said that we will never need more than 32 megabytes in a computer. I'm sure somebody could go look up the YouTube clip, but you can't post links in here, so sorry. But if you tell me what to search for, and I can go search for it and find it. But anyway, I remember when he said that. So that's a petaflop. Look at that. So that's 10 to the 15th power. And so it's saying they developed a 5 petaflop AI system, software-defined data center infrastructure for the most demanding workloads. I have some friends that work at some data centers, and it is just amazing. Like the backbones, how much redundancy they have to have, all the generators running it. I mean, it is just unbelievable. Okay, commercial self-servers framework. That's right. That's the language. Second Ethernet. A lot of people are going to be happy about this one here. Of course, with Mellanox, like Rob was saying, the 2550 gigabit per second Ethernet. That's the NIC card, the network interface controller. That's pretty cool. So, sure I can get a link, but yeah, I mean, all in all, good numbers. I don't see a thing. Again, the stock's just kind of sideways, and I think baked in. So we'll see what the rest of the reaction is tomorrow. But so far, hold on, putting in a lot of after hours volume, that's for sure. But it's just not moving much, just range bound. And why is that not popping there? Let's go back and take a look at our Tilray real quick. Still holding up. 981 prime, the other weed stock. Again, that wasn't. Let me scroll back over here. Excuse me. ACB. This is the one I like the best. I mean, it's had a lot of volume roll in the last, before today's news. I mean, over in the last week. All right, let's PNW. Remember, we had checked that one and it hadn't reported yet. Cybersecurity play. Monster rip. 230 all the way up here to 245. Is that all-time highs or no? Okay, so 250 up here. So we have to clear 250. So this is at a green light for me all the way up to 250, and we're at what, 245. So you can see what the stock did, right? It went right up to that level, right up there about 247, close enough. Pulled in 244. This one's going to be a nice one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Definitely going to be on the watch list. So all-time highs were last year, and they are at 260. So if we take out the 250 tomorrow, then we have a good chance of testing up there at the 260 area. So definitely one to put in. I'm gonna put an order in now while we're looking. Anybody else traded anything else after hours while we've been looking at these earnings? All right, that's my Nvidia, but I'm going to pull up PNW. So let's look at PNW. Of course, they're going to be up in the morning, but I'm going to throw some orders in right now. The earnings call hasn't started yet, Noddy. It doesn't start until 5:30. I put the link, if you scroll up the links in there. The earnings reported at 4:20, the report release, and then the conference call with the CEO and CFO and stuff is at 5:30. So let's look out. Actually, I'm going to look out a month. I'm going to look out at the 260s. Now, this is as of today, that price at 340. This is for Pan W. I'm going to put an order in. I'll go up to $4 on it. Stocks there. It'll probably be a lot more than that. I'll go 425. You never know. Could get filled in the morning, and we'll see if I get filled on that. It's an order for Pan W for the 260 call for June 19th, a normal third week expiration in June of the 260 call. I guess a lot of people don't realize that the conference call doesn't come on until 5:30, but the earnings report ahead of time. Some people get that messed up. So again, Nvidia, we're trending downward. You can see these, long bottom tails. We get down here, we pop. But down here, we pop. We had that one test of the highs, and it went back down. So once the conference call starts, and maybe they can add some more clarity to it, we'll see where the stock goes then. But again, I've got to run here shortly, so I'm not going to be sticking around till then. I want to look at a few other stocks, though. I'm not leaving just yet. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Harlan, you still here? SPOK making a curl. How's Agilent? Yeah. Did you see the link, Nani? Yeah, there it is. I'll post it again. Or no, that's something else. Anyway, scroll up a little bit, and the link's up there. Yeah. Yeah, the report comes out, and then the earnings call is always afterwards. Just like in the mornings on pre-market earnings, they might release the earnings report at 7 o'clock, 8:30, 8 o'clock, whatever. Then the earnings call is like an hour or two later on after the market's open. Each company's different. They decide when they want to do their call. Yeah. SPOK, A is nice, man. I like that. That's really another great one I'm looking at here. I'm just looking over here, a few other things. Looking at some positions that I have. CFRX. No, that's nothing. HZO. Marine Max. Boat manufacturer of some sort, isn't it? Yeah. Expand financial capacity. That was this morning. But this Tilray. mRNA. Pan W, what a beast. What an absolute beast. Oh, you're driving and listening. We go on another auction? Oh, so yeah, you can't text. So, okay. Well, I'm probably pretty boring if you're just listening to me. It's nothing too exciting. I wish you could see it, but be careful, man. Don't be texting and driving now. No, I really enjoyed it, man. And again, thanks for the auction. I want to get on there maybe next week. I got a bunch of stuff I told you, but do this. But we'll talk more. You can send me a message there, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good, man? If y'all like watching some good resellers and yard sellers, and they do some storage units and stuff, Harlan's reselling. He's right there. Go look him up and subscribe to his channel on YouTube. Really, really good, man. The guy's funny as all get out. Thank you, Mr. Chin Fong, for the sub. All right, so we got Pan W again, the big ones. Elf Beauty. So these are the ones for tomorrow. So these are, and Elf's pulled all the way back in. So just because something happens this afternoon doesn't mean it continues tomorrow. It can just go exactly the opposite way. Nvidia hanging on. Deck. Intuit. Kind of a mixed bag there. Let me pull the daily chart up on this one. I'm surprised on rosters. I have to look more into that. But yeah, maybe once I get my other computer, when I get my newer computer here in the next, it's going to be like another 2 weeks to a month, because they haven't even released it yet. And then I'm getting this company to customize it and set everything up. And maybe I'll do some more live streams in the morning time. So again, ones I'm keeping on watch for tomorrow are Tilray, the weed stocks, Tilray, Cron, ACB, Pan W, of course. We put in the order there. We're looking for 260 as well. Yeah, you're welcome, Harlan. And NAVB. So let's look at a couple things. FedEx, Twitter, Docu. This is another one. I have the 150 calls on this for June. In the last couple days, we've gotten these doji tails on here. But, that's nothing new. But we're just getting up into, all-time high territory. And I may cut it loose, and very well may miss out on some of the upside. But I'm okay with that. I just want to lock some of that profit in on there. Now, I did have the HPQ 17 calls. I've sold out at 75%, and I'm in the money, of course, just slightly at 1708, so that's fine. Let's look at a few more. So Sleep Number, General Motors, and I also got Ford this afternoon, Ford Motor Company, if the mouse would work there. I got some calls on it. I like the setup here. Obviously, once these guys get, ramped back up in full production here, once all this is, we can move past or at least contain it. I like the setup here. I mean, this thing was hovering around between $8 and $9, $10 there for, most of last year. And then, the whole shit hit the fan with the coronavirus. And of course, we went down to $4. But I look for this kind of to tighten up here between the 5 and the 550 area where it's at, and then make a break for the sevens. So I did grab up some calls and commons on this today. So looking, that's long term. Not looking for it to go to $7 tomorrow, obviously, but that's another nice one to keep an eye on this nice little wedge pattern here on Ford. But I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. You guys got any other questions or want me to pull up a stock or analyze the stock real quick, take a quick look at it, let me know. Again, thanks for the thumbs up and the subscribers. I really appreciate it. And come back and check me out next time, man. I'm going to try to do this more often. And it's just, when you're doing, looking at so many hundreds of stocks, and you got to take like 30 minutes to create a thumbnail, do this and all that, and set that up, type all the parameters in, the tags and all that. And then it's a half an hour and then to do all that. So anyway, during the day, it's a lot easier for me to do it in the evenings, but I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to get this new computer set up. It's going to be blazing, and I probably will be doing some more during the day. You guys will want to catch me for sure. But thanks, everyone. And again, hit that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys out again soon. Have a good night, and let's do one more time before we go. Let's look at Nvidia here. Here we are, 352. 352. So nice one there. All right, guys. I'll catch you all later, and everybody have a good night, and we'll catch you next time.